Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm the author of the new novel, Mountain Folk. This is the second in a series of videos we prepared to give you an advanced look at the themes, the characters, the settings, and the magical creatures that populate the world of Mountain Folk. In the book, I combine elements of history, folklore, and epic fantasy to tell the story of America's founding in a unique way. You'll meet Daniel Boone, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and many other historical figures. But you'll also meet a winged fairy, an improbably tall dwarf, a beautiful water maiden, and some pretty scary monsters. Today's focus isn't history, and it isn't fantasy, it's geography. Much of the action of Mountain Folk occurs, you guessed it, on or around mountains. I'm actually talking to you from one of the key settings of the novel, what is now Hanging Rock State Park in Stokes County, North Carolina. You can see Hanging Rock there right behind me. In fact, the very first scene of the novel occurs just a short distance from where I'm standing. A 16-year-old Daniel Boone and his family are on their way south from their original home in Pennsylvania to their new home on the Yadkin River. Daniel picks up his trusty rifle and goes bear hunting on the mountain. He finds a bear, all right, and a whole lot more. Daniel befriends the first fantasy character in the story at this point, a winged fairy named Gorin, and the two end up facing a monstrous cat that bears a certain resemblance to a famous creature from North Carolina folklore. Here's another key location, a region on Virginia's Shenandoah River called Fort Valley. George Washington enjoyed hunting in this region, which is one reason why part of it is now called the George Washington National Forest. I'll mention two other peaks that play a role in the story too. One of them is Blood Mountain. Has a nice epic fantasy ring, doesn't it? Blood Mountain is one of Georgia's tallest peaks. In Cherokee folklore, it was one of the homes of a spirit folk known as the Nunnehi. Another important setting for mountain folk, though it's really more of a high plateau than a peak, is called Kings Mountain. Located right on the North Carolina-South Carolina line, it was the site of a key Revolutionary War battle that helped put an end to Britain's attempts to subjugate the southern colonies. I'm just giving you a few examples here. There are many other mountains featured in the action of Mountain Folk, including a peak thousands of miles away in Europe where a group of squabbling lords are meeting to decide whether to plant a colony in America. So why did I name my first novel Mountain Folk? Well, among other things, this book is an epic fantasy. Many of the most famous works in that genre, such as The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, feature prominent peaks like Lonely Mountain and Mount Doom. I just couldn't resist doing something similar. In future videos, I'll show you more of the world of Mountain Folk. You can always learn more by visiting the website at mountainfolkbook.com. While there, you can learn more about how to order the book. The publication date for Mountain Folk is June 8, 2021. See you soon.